Hi, my name is Sarah Beatty. Today I would like to discuss um, what are Head Starts and why are they important? I want to talk about a quick history of the Head Starts. The Head Starts they began under the Lyndon B. Johnson administration in 1965. They accommodated over 560,000 children and families. And here's a picture of Lyndon B. Johnson with some of the first children to begin a Head Start. In 2015, they began the full day, full year program proposal. They started a new budget that got it rolling, and it operated a full day of school and a full school year. This started after they found strong evidence that said a full day program is more beneficial for students, as well as research that said that summer learning loss and attendance it was a very, very serious thing, and it was critical for the children to be educated year round. So they began that proposal and began to implement that in the community. Now I'd like to discuss the NHSA. This is the National Head Start Association, and these are the people that are behind the success of Head Starts. They create the standards and the policies, and the whole goal of these are to create services and programs for families, such as the National Head Start Conference. This is the largest national event devoted to promoting quality in the early Head Start and Head Start community, as well as the National Parent Conference. This is the only national event devoted to Head Start parents and families. So this really brings the whole community together, the whole parent Head Start community together, and they can learn from each other and discuss, and they can become a better Head Start community. The NHSA has helped over 32 million children for school. They teach school and everyday skills. They help them become ready for kindergarten and pre-K, and they also help them learn how to have everyday skills such as getting their milk, creating or making food, basic food skills, going to the bathroom by themselves, tying their shoe, just the basic skills that anybody needs to live. They learn how to provide dental health and things like that these students, these kids might not get just at home. They're getting an extra help at the Head Starts. Let's talk about some of the program goals. I discussed that health was already one of them. So one thing that the goal of the Head Start is to tie the generations together, to tie, the adults and the children, and to find common ground. And they want to tie learning, families, and the community together, and they do this through education. So they tie together these things by providing local programs and national standards. They monitor things very closely, and they provide professional development, family engagement, many things for people just to get involved and learn from each other. They provide a variety of learning experience to help children grow. They want to educate the whole child intellectually, socially, and emotionally. They also have been known to provide health benefits. These could include immunizations, dental, medical, mental health, nutritional services, and they also can help identify early health problems like disabilities. Also, parent involvement is a really big deal. Parents are asked to help with, activities. They can also be a part of some of the councils and committees. They participate in classes and workshops on child development, so they're constantly learning about their child's development, how they're growing. They can also volunteer within the Head Start. Some of the social services provide outreach for families to determine what services they need. So they try to reach out to those families, and they give them what they need to excel as a family unit. like I said, they really want to educate the whole child. Families, the Head Start wants to um, build a community. They want to tie the families together. They want to build onto that. Here in this picture is the Carroll County Head Start families. And when I say they want to educate the whole child, the Department of Health and Human Services found research that said um, that they find research into how to create new practices that ensure that the program is meeting the children's needs. And they create a deeper understanding of how the child learns and what health supports that the child needs to develop. They also want to educate the whole family. They want to teach the family how to get out of hard times. They want to reach out to them and provide ways to reach their goals for education or employment, housing. They also, like I said, they want to provide a transformative role between the two generations of parents and student or parents and children, so parents can learn more about their children and how they develop and how they grow. That one big thing is there's been a decrease in child mortality because of educating the whole family as a unit instead of an individual child. Parents of current former Head Start children make up 24% of the Head Start staff, so they're constantly being involved and, getting getting with the teachers and seeing what the children are doing during the day. And they also can receive job training through Head Starts. Like I said, the health success for Head Starts is so critical. So how did the Head Start program aid in healthcare in 2016? This is so important because it's so recent. Children received healthcare benefits. At the end of the program, 98% of the children were enrolled in some type of state-funded child health insurance program, which was really a great program because it takes a large load off the families, because if their child gets sick or they need any help health-wise, the students are able to receive those needs. They also were able to help children with disabilities. They received aid. The Head Start serves a greater percentage of children with disabilities than found in the overall population. This is 12%. So 12% of the children in the Head Start are disabled, are considered to have disabilities. And another big thing, this is where they want to tie in the whole unit of the whole family. Pregnant mothers receive prenatal care, and approximately 90% of them receive prenatal care. This prevents against high-risk pregnancies. It educates the families and the mothers on fetal development, something that they probably would have never got. They also aid in homelessness and helping families that are homeless. Approximately 47,000 families were served during this year. And of those families, 33% found housing during the program. And nearly 86,000 Head Start families received housing assistance such as subsidized utilities and repairs. So they're there to help if you have a home. They're there to help you whenever you're struggling or whenever something goes out and you just weren't prepared for it. That's what this is really talking about, is that in 2016 they really aided in those type of things for the families. Now we're going to discuss the Head Start educational success. So, according to a study in 2000, the Intro Adulthood, a study of the effects of Head Start, they found that 5% of those that did not go to a Head Start didn't get a high school diploma. So 95% did receive the high school diploma. They also found that compared to the 19% that did not go to a Head Start, they also did not receive a diploma. So 81% did receive a diploma if they did not go, and 95% received a diploma if they went. So that was a really big difference between those, indicating that Head Starts really do help students get ahead versus if they wouldn't have gone, if they didn't have access to that. They also found that crimes were related to this. 5% that went to a Head Start were arrested for crimes versus 15 that did not. So 15% of those that did not go to a Head Start were arrested compared to the 5%. These students also did better in school because they were used to a school schedule versus not having one at home. Many of these students maybe don't see an adult all day, or they are jumping around from friend's house to friend's house, and it's hard to get them on a schedule. Whenever school starts, it's a really big challenge to have them learn the schedule of going to school, being social with new people, anything of that nature. It's very challenging for the student, and this way they get into the school schedule and the idea of going to school and how to act in school, and there's less disciplinary actions taken. The students just do so much better whenever they are in the same routine day and night. One thing that's changed over the years is who will be teaching your children at a Head Start. I know at the very beginning, when Head Starts were created, most of it was made up of parents, which was not as beneficial. One surprising thing is that children are mainly educated by teachers with degrees, unlike the past. Most of these teachers have their bachelor's. As you can see, 73% of all Head Start Center-based preschool teachers had a bachelor's degree or higher in early child education or related field. The Head Start Act specifies that 50% of center-based preschool teachers nationwide should have these credentials, or should have had these by 2013. So this is a new thing that they started, where the teachers that are teaching these students, they have to have a degree, and they have to be educated in early childhood education, and they have to know the development, and they have to be ready to teach. And that's a very big change. So the education of these students has progressed tremendously since it began all those years ago with President Johnson. And these are my resources.